available. Hello!
Hello!
Have we returned?
Are we?
It looks like we're back.
Are we back at the
Great!
GFS
Alright,
Olympus?
thumbs up. Hi, welcome back to Metroid Marathon. Now we're playing Super Metroid. We just played Metroid 2. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah, thank you, Doug.
Yeah,
thank you,
Doug.
Mojo, for
Great job.
being there, providing commentary.
Yeah.
And thank you all for watching and sticking around. Thanks for coming back to us after the stream goes down for that little brief break. I'm going to switch tabs so I'm not looking at myself.
It's exciting to play Super Metroid in person again.
It
Yeah.
It's been a while.
is. It's been a very long time.
Alright.
3 years. We did this.
Something like that.
We did this back in September 2019. Back when we were still in Zebus.
Yeah.
And now here we are in orbit.
In orbit on the GFS Olympus.
That's right.
Very exciting. Alright, do you have any fun things to say before your Super Metroid stream here begins?
Prepare to laugh at me because it's been a long time since I played Super Metroid.
No, nonsense. You were playing
Adam,
it 30 minutes ago.
I've been laughing at you this entire shit.
Oh, good. You got your laughs in. Perfect.
Alright. Apparently we are real quiet. The game will become louder as we... The menu is a little quiet.
Yeah, the menu's a little quiet.
But, yeah, hop in.
Scruff McGuffin says we're good now. So,
Okay.
like, what?
Alright.
Alright.
Okay, great.
Yep. You guys all good?
I'm good, yeah.
I'm ready.
I got no responsibilities or I got nothing in my hands.
You have to provide commentary because I'm bad at it.
Okay.
The last Metroid
Is in
is in
captivity.
captivity. The galaxy, is at peace.
So, you might know the Super Nintendo has a mostly sample-based audio system, right? All of the instruments and such are mostly just samples passed to the sound chip, and the sound chip then manipulates all the samples. Which I know largely because there's a really great piece of software called the Chip Synth SFC, which allows you to very, very closely emulate the sound of a Super Nintendo to like wave accuracies, almost instinctual. And one of the features of this software is it allows you to hook up Super Nintendo soundtracks and yoink samples from them to use in your own music making. So I did crack open the Super Metroid soundtrack and yoink a dude saying the last Metroid is in captivity and map it to a keyboard. And just and it was a joyful thing.
That sounds great.
It was great. I'll have to go find that sound chip and go put it in our Discord. Which I don't think we've mentioned on stream, but there is an official Metroid Marathon Discord if you want to hang out after the stream with your fellow chatters.
Or in the middle of
Or in the middle, yeah, shoot. Go ahead.
Have I made a general voice chat channel in the Metroid Marathon Discord?
I actually don't know. If we have.
There is. There's a general voice chat. You can do that. Okay, good.
And after Super Metroid, I'm going to be going to bed because I'm going to be tack at 3 in the morning for Metroid Fusion. This guy's playing.
Hi.
And then I'm going to be playing Metroid Bread 2. But in between now and then, there's a bunch of other stuff. You can see the schedule on our website. That's at MetroidMarathon.com.
You can also donate
You also
at
donate, yeah.
MetroidMarathon.com/donate.
We have all these convenient links for you.
Two. We should have thought ahead to do MetroidMarathon.com/Slench
Oh, that would have been good.
and
Yeah.
have that link to the current doc. Speaking of which, let's have a brief Slench update.
Sure. Tell me about that.
We are currently having a Slench pizza with cheese and sauce, and I don't know why I keep mentioning that because that's just a regular pizza.
So far.
But our pizza has mushrooms, olive, broccoli, ricotta cheese, spinach, onions, feta cheese, thin crust, and jalapenos. And Connor is here off screen, just shaking his head.
Please save me from crumbled cheese. I will. The game audio is a little bit loud. That's all right.
Well, it's kind of a quiet spot. You'll find out in a second.
Mm-hmm. So, if anyone is unfamiliar with the Slench, named after a boss in Metroid Prime Hunters, the Slench is what we call the pizza that you all donate to decide what goes on it. Later in the marathon, we are going to be ordering a pizza, and the toppings or not toppings that are on that pizza are determined entirely by your donations. You can decide what does and does not go on the pizza from a big old list. If you want us to eat a piece of bread with olives on it and nothing else, you can just donate for that.
And you know why we keep saying cheese and sauce? Because you can take those off.
No, don't tell them that. Don't tell them that they only have to donate $15 to remove cheese and $10 to remove sauce. Don't make that clear to the viewers.
If you want us to make an awkward phone call to a pizza place asking them for a no toppings, no sauce pizza, we promise we do want this, we will pay for it. That's in your power. You have that technology.
Yep.
Also, look, the Mode 7.
Is that Mode 7?
Yeah, it's tilting the sprites.
If you want to stay true to the theme of the marathon, we can have just bread.
You can make us eat a piece of bread and call it pizza.
Not even left beef.
Not even left
Although
beef.
I will point out, we have vegetarians/vegans with us, and so we will be ordering a vegetarian version of the Slunch Pizza if it ends up with meat on it. And so if you make us order a nun pizza with left beef, we will also order a vegetarian version, which is a nun pizza. The end.
That's gonna be
bread. Tyler No says, or no bread and only cheese. No, sorry, bread is not an option.
Bread is non-negotiable.
Yeah,
You can have thin bread, or you can have thick bread, or you can have regular bread, but you cannot have... Actually, what happens if they donate for thin crust and thick crust?
I guess just whichever one gets more donations.
Yeah.
You just
Those
gotta-
are unfortunately the only exclusionary. You have to have one or the other.
Do I just press the power button to sleep this?
Also,
yeah, just tap it. And it'll
also no
Although-
cheese and extra
not.
cheese.
Oh, that's because that cartridge doesn't have a sleep function.
How about-
No, I'm just trying to put the system itself.
Oh, hold down the power button.
Okay.
How about only anchovies, no sauce, no cheese? That is entirely possible through the power of your donation.
You have the power. You can make it happen.
Anchovies on bread.
Anchovies on bread.
Just loose anchovies bouncing around.
You
the
know,
box.
I love a pile of loose fish on a piece of bread. You know me.
I think that's just lox on a bagel.
If you go left regular crust, right thin crust, you can fold it over to make a calzone. We're not dividing up the crust size based on half of pizza.
We could do like the vegetarian version thin and the non-vegetarian thick.
Yeah,
Possible.
Give the people what they asked for.
That's true.
except so far, there are no meats on this pizza,
No.
and so it would be the
There's
same
none.
one.
So far. I always love the intro to Super Metroid, because I like it when a game briefly pretends to be a different game. I always think that's fun. There's two really notable examples of this. The first is Donkey Kong on the Game Boy,
Oh yeah.
which, if you've never played it, I highly recommend it. It is incredible. But it begins by looking like it is a port of the arcade. And you play through the arcade stages of Donkey Kong, and then you get to what is usually the arcade ending of Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong gets up and picks up Pauline and leaves, and goes to a city, and then you get a map screen, and a little subzone is like, go do city level 1-1. Now
So-
it's a puzzle platformer.
Huh.
So you have to play through the arcade version of Donkey Kong to get to the rest of the game.
Yes. It's incredible. And the movement capabilities in that game are insane compared to, like, what you're probably thinking of. It has, like, the triple jump before Mario 64.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where they pulled for Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
very much a continuation of Donkey Kong 94.
Wow.
Oh, man, that game is good.
I don't know how audible off-screen Connor is.
I can.
We were just confused about Donkey
I can just
No.
go play it right.
That's the best game ever. Through the power of what you have provided me, I can play it right
You
now.
can play it right now.
I can find out just what you're talking about.
And, oh, man, that game is like a back handspring. You can, like, jump while holding up.
Mario
and
vs. Donkey Kong
it's
has
like,
that.
it's crazy. Oh, it's so good.
I really liked Mario vs. Donkey Kong, so now I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, you should
Where
play
it
Donkey
came
Kong.
from.
And
Doug
you
is
should,
Doug is apparently on the speedrun leaderboard for that game.
That's
He beat it
cool.
in 3 hours.
Wow, impressive. You should also go into the options and to Game Boy Color and tell it to force to boot as Game Boy mode, so you can get it to look proper.
Okay.
The fun off-screen toy that they're all talking about is an analog pocket. that
Yes,
we
I-
have,
One of these.
I have an analog pocket.
that we are most likely not going to use for marathon tech, but Connor has found and has become obsessed with. And
It's cool. It's a great
wouldn't-
toy.
I wouldn't say obsessed, but I was interested in it when it was first announced.
Yeah.
And, like, I said, well, maybe if I already had an EverDrive and $200, but I would have to buy an EverDrive and spend $200.
It is a very niche product, I grant you, but I think it's a very fun toy for the Game Boy lover in your life. Or for the Neo Geo lover in your life, because it has arbitrary, like, FPGA chord support. So if you really want to play Turf Masters on an airplane, you really want to get your golf on.
Did you know that Combo Breaker this year had a Neo Turf Masters tournament?
Oh, that owns. That's great.
No missiles?
I should totally. Oh, there's a missile.
Oh.
The other game, which pretends to be a different video game, is the excellent Elevator Action Returns. So you may be familiar with the arcade game Elevator Action.
I sure am not.
Alright, Elevator Action is a Taito arcade game from the 80s, which involves you being a cool super spy infiltrating a building and going down an elevator and entering red doors. And you also have a gun, and some people try to stop you, and it's basically just that. You go down elevators, you go into red doors, you try not to get squished by an elevator, sort of the whole game.
It just sounds like Metroid.
It's a little bit like Metroid. Elevator Action Returns pretends to be the structure of elevator action. You go down a whole building doing elevator action things with much higher production values until a supervillain shows up and blows up the building. And now you're doing this whole other thing. And then you have to go, like, disarm bombs in a warehouse and all this other crazy stuff. And if you play Elevator Action Returns, which you should, it's an excellent arcade game. I also recommend it just for the wonderful, not localized English. So you can play as such classic video game characters as Jad the Taff.
Oh,
man.
I think I remember you making a screenshot
That's
of that.
What game is that? The baseball
The
one?
baseball game. Am I gonna pull up the list of not quite American
Can we
baseball
please?
names?
It is...
Sleeve McDykel.
It is a little Sleeve McDykel. All of the English is bad. But it's great. I love Elevator Action Returns.
It does come up every
It
year.
comes up every year.
It lives in my mind forever.
It's funny. That's why it comes up.
Can we donate new, not quite American names? $5. Share your not quite American baseball name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell us your favorite real or not real name from that game. Bobson Dugnut is of course the classic.
I would
Mike
actually-
Truck. Yeah.
I would love if we did people donate with a name and we have to determine if it's from that game or not.
Be good. Be a good little game.
What did you say about settings before launching this?
Oh, you go into the hardware settings for Game Boy Color, and there's a thing that says Force GB mode, or it might be in the original Game Boy settings. There's the one that says Force GB mode, and it'll let you boot a Game Boy Color cartridge as a Game Boy cartridge.
Okay.
Which will let you look at that game not with weird Game Boy Color coloring, but like Game Boy, vision.
All right.
Here we go. Here's the trick.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh,
I think I missed it.
all right.
No, the Node CG dashboard.
Oh, I think I hit
Hit the
the wall
ceiling.
on that.
It's hard.
I was practicing this earlier, and
There's
all my speedrun tech has just gone out the woo.
Oh, you might got it.
There's
Maybe.
a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure game
Oh, close.
on the Game Boy.
There sure is, man. Let me tell you, if you start channel surfing Game Boy games, you find some bonkers stuff.
I was on my way to Donkey Kong through the list, and I saw Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the Game Boy.
Sure is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure for the Nintendo Game Boy. You know what else is on the Nintendo Game Boy? Gremlins 2.
Oh wow.
An incentive for a $5 donation to Direct Relief. Cash will give you a dumb, not quite English baseball player.
Excellent.
All right, I'm just gonna move it up above.
Ted has the actual list, but I kind of want to make you guys invent them.
I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Ah, close. So, for anyone at home who's unfamiliar with the mockball trick, there is a trick you can do in Super Metroid, which is quite tricky to
Yes,
do.
you cannot hear off cam, which is why I told Tech to not talk off cam, but to walk up here and talk.
Generally, I'm not.
If you are running forward in Super Metroid, and you push down right before you land, and you push down as you land, you can move forward with the morph ball faster than you're supposed to.
Yep.
Which allows you to do some tricks like this one, which normally you need the speed booster to get across this bridge. But with the mock ball, you can just get across the bridge and get something early. Adam, what are we trying to get early?
We are trying to get super missiles early because I don't want to. Ooh!
Hey!
I don't want to fight Spore Spawn. No, you might
you
might
will
see it
later.
later. You might see it later because we use it at least twice.
You know what I like to do? Is I like to use super missiles on Spore Spawn.
That's a real slap in the face.
Just because he killed me once at a Metroid Marathon, and I have a permanent grudge against him.
That's some
Nope. We're not done yet.
deep pettiness.
Oh, you know it. Such pettiness I reserve only for plant-based Metroid bosses.
Is that why you went vegetarian/vegan?
I wanted
A
to
vendetta against
I wanted
plants?
to eat the Spore Spawn personally. Doing plant violence.
I've never had a original copy of Super Metroid, so I don't know if it says this on the box. Does it say, like, Surgeon General warning, do not eat the Spore Spawn?
I don't think so.
What's even the point?
I'd have to get my box to find out, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Most regulations happen because somebody ate something they weren't supposed to, and then the government had to say, you probably shouldn't eat that. So, maybe we just have no recorded cases of someone eating the Spore Spawn. Or maybe you ate the Spore Spawn and you're fine. Or more powerful than when you started. It's a real superfood, the Spore Spawn. It's kind of like an acai berry.
Kale is out. Kai berries are out. Arugula is out.
No blueberries.
Blueberries are out. Potato mode is out.
Wait, you can just do the backflips like during the regular Donkey Kong segment too?
Yeah.
What?
It's incredible. It's great.
Oh my god.
I love Donkey
This is
Kong
a revolution.
It's great. It lets you really skip a lot of the levels.
Yeah.
It's
You
so
know
much
what
fun.
it does? I just accidentally backflipped over a barrel and I think I lost my mind.
All right.
This they really got it right in Donkey Kong 94. Let me tell you.
Doug asks, are there other plant-based Metroid bosses?
Yes.
There's Flagra.
There's Flagra. There's the Vines in Fusion, who I think have a name, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, the Metroid
Yes.
Prime one is the one I think about the most.
Yeah.
First try.
Yeah, wow, well, nice of them.
We're gonna go steal the super missiles that Spore Spawn would have given you, which is even more of a slap to the face.
I only wish Spore Spawn could see it.
Spore Spawn won't see these super missiles.
Somebody get Spore Spawn on the phone. I want him to see this.
Ow.
He doesn't even know someone broke into his house to steal
Lit
super
on
missiles.
fire.
Maybe he'll find out tomorrow. But he won't know who did it.
Oh, good thing this planet isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll wake up in the morning. He's gonna have a nice, fine day.
Oh yeah.
This is perhaps the pinkest room in all of Metroid.
No, I think the one in Meridia, the Metroids is.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
pink. Might be even pinker than this, yeah.
Spore Spawn's getting skipped. There's a lot of bosses in this game getting skipped.
Only two of them.
Only two of them.
Under here is one of my favorite skips. If you have the before you have the gravity suit, if you have the speed booster, you can just barely like get an energy tank before you're supposed to. Super Metroid has maybe the most fun set of like sequence breaks.
It's got the sauce.
It does.
It's also the game that's been around the longest and had people looking for weird things you can do with its controls the longest.
That's true.
Which contributes to it. Also, its controls are real jank,
They're
which
real-
allows you to find those corner cases
Yeah.
because the jank didn't
Crab
interact
claw.
properly.
Although I don't think we're going to actually do this for Metroid Dread. Maybe if I can get it to work before we play Metroid Dread at 3 in the morning on Monday. If you get the Morph Ball early, there's some cool, goofy stuff you can do in Metroid Dread. I've never tried it, but I imagine at this point it is now well documented.
Nah, missed it. Whatever.
That's okay.
This one you don't need to do the mock ball.
You
for.
don't, but
No,
it's
you-
good. It's
you
good
just need the
practice.
run
Good
button.
practice.
It's just good practice.
Love to see GameFAQs posts about why they can't get through that room.
Yep.
Love,
It's phenomenal.
love to see them.
Something I've started telling people when they play Metroid games for the first time is you're going to say to me, Gannon, or Mike, depending on how you know me, I'm stuck. And I will just say, no, you are not. there is something you haven't figured out. You're not stuck. You can get stuck in these games, but you have to really try to get stuck.
You have to break the game to get stuck.
Yeah.
Oops. Spin jump.
If only you had the little Dread ledge grab, or the Metroid Zero Mission ledge grab.
Okay, so
Or
I
the
wanted to
Metroid
talk-
Fusion
I
ledge
wanted to
grab.
talk about this. We brought this up on the drive down.
Okay.
Let's talk about the chronology of Samus knowing how to grab ledges. in Metroid Zero Mission, the canonical start, she learns how to grab ledges. In Samus Returns, she continues to know how to grab ledges. It's one of the few abilities she doesn't lose, along with, 30 missiles?
Yeah, something like
She
that.
gets to keep those. In Super, she forgets.
Yeah.
Just the trauma of finding a child and having it stolen from you. She just forgets how to grab ledges.
Well, and maybe her suit got heavier, so now
Pretty
there's more
bulky in
weight to
this
pull
one,
up.
yeah.
True. Okay, but then in Fusion, she just remembers again.
Well,
Right.
she has a lighter suit.
Okay,
And
sure.
then- and
they,
then-
they extracted parts off of her and are like, hey, you can grab ledges again now. It's
And
like,
the
oh,
fusion suit grew around her.
This is
or
what I've been
something.
missing.
And Dread, you can still grab ledges. So yeah, she really only forgets for a little while.
She
But also-
technically also forgets for Prime 1 and 2.
That's true.
But then in Prime 3,
She learns how to grab
She learns how to grab-
specific ledges.
yeah,
She
it's like training wheels.
how she gets her mojo back.
Yeah.
But also, like in Zero Mission, she gets a power up to grab ledges. But
Yeah.
in regular NES Metroid, she doesn't get that.
No.
So, which is the real version?
I tend to think that the remakes are the canonical versions. It's an affirmation of intent.
If I am to accept that the remakes are the canonical versions, then I must reject the best Ridley sprite, which makes me sad. Where he looks like sort of a folded up piece of paper, a bit of an origami crane.
I can't believe Paper Mario stole ideas from Metroid.
They could have. I want to see the other way around. I want to see Metroid start stealing ideas from Paper Mario. I want to see the next Metroid game where I have a little Admiral Bob-omb man to take me on my way. I want to befriend a ghost. I want to have a hammer. Give Samus a hammer.
Give Samus heavy boots. Give her light boots. Give her heavy boots.
Stephen Brasley's donated $20. Thank you, Stephen.
Oh,
Glad to have you here.
that is $20 saying, pop it in to make a donation. Keep shooting them Metroids. I assume Stephen Brasley is someone you know?
He is someone I know.
Stephen Brasley, would you like to make Matt eat a disgusting pizza?
You could.
Because you can put those $20 to work if you choose ingredients to put that towards or against. Oh,
That's
he
true.
also
You-
gets a baseball name.
All right. Might I introduce you to Martin Dognuts?
Mm. Is that one of the actual ones from the list, or is
No.
that okay? Excellent. Martin Dognuts is your non-quite American baseball name.
There you go. He's the first member of your fantasy baseball team. It's Martin Dognuts.
Can you spell that? Just so I'm clear.
That's Martin. Because
Yep.
you can't have any. And then Dognuts, that's DG, they didn't have room for the O. NOTS.
They didn't have room for the O. There we go.
Bye-bye, Crade.
Hi, Craig.
We forgot to say hi, Crade. But we did
It's-
say bye, Crade. We can't be perfect.
I feel like it's more important to say goodbye, because at least you know they're there.
What was the name of the guys, of the little dudes that we played as in The Mummy? We named all.
Oh yeah, we did. There was.
Hold
was,
Do we have a list for that?
Chat tactics.
Right. Oh yeah, Chad Tactics.
yeah.
Dash Billingsley.
Dash. Right. That's right. Dash
when
Billings.
we got the dash. There was.
It's just beef hard cheese.
Yeah.
There was Beef Hard Cheese. One of them had Jump in his name. That's what I'm.
It was jump height.
Jump Height. That's
Jump
right.
Height, yes. So you got Beef Hard Cheese, Chad Tactics, Dash Billingsley, and Jump Height.
Yep.
Those are also all baseball players. Those ones are free. Put them on your baseball team. Put them on the Baltimore Orioles.
I think they could use the help.
They could use the help. Actually, this season the Red Sox could use the help.
Really? Are they back to being bad again?
Oh.
Oh.
They had one game that was really bad.
How bad is really bad?
I think they got like 20 points over them or something.
They went from being the they lost the game to the Orioles like 10 to 15. It was
They lost to the Orioles.
yeah.
Dire situation.
That makes me
Yeah, somebody said it, 28 to 2.
minorly happy because I'm minorly a baseball fan, and if I'm a baseball fan, I'm a Orioles fan.
I don't know if you see it, but somebody said right there. It was like 28 to 2 or something
Oh.
like that.
The Orioles Stadium is my favorite place to watch the Orioles lose.
Yes, Camden Yards is a very nice,
Great park.
baseball park.
Great park.
Okay, so I realize that I'm like 20 years late to this revelation,
Yeah.
but Mario vs. Donkey Kong really is DK94 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's great.
Okay.
All right, second mock ball.
Oh, Glaze Ball is coming back soon. That's right.
They really realized what they had, and they said, okay.
All right, Connor, if you want to see the mock ball, this is your chance.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. Do it.
Assuming I can.
Do it.
Ah.
Ah.
This time for sure. This time it's personal.
Yep. Hey!
Wow.
Zoom.
It's hard.
It's, yeah.
That's hard. That's harder than it looks.
That one's, I think, harder than the first one.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest.
It's weird because I spend less time on that one than the first
Yeah,
one.
because you have all the practice from doing the first one.
You're right.
Oh, Bleen's Ball?
Blur's
Ball.
Blur's Ball.
Blur's
Oh,
Ball?
what is that from?
I forget what that is.
Ah,
I remember knowing at some point.
it's so familiar.
I think it was actually Futurama.
Oh yes, it was Futurama.
That does sound like a Futurama joke.
They don't play baseball anymore because they retired losing balls, so they play Blur's Ball instead.
Why are you coming out of Morph Ball?
Because control's hard.
Well,
Hey.
Yeah, this.
do better.
Room weird.
Do you want to use this controller?
I'll
You
be
can
using
feel
it.
free to use this controller.
I'm already
I won't stop you.
I'm already entertaining the prospect of playing Metroid Prime using an Xbox controller. I mean,
It's a real controller mess up in here. We got a potential controller for a later game that I will not spoil for you.
Oh man,
But I'm looking at it.
I'm excited for it.
I want to see it.
I'm looking
I'm also dreading it.
at it. You too can be up at 3 in the morning on a Monday.
Wait,
or
I'm sorry.
Maybe you're just
I said a word that rhymes with that. I need to preface it with Metroid.
Yes.
I'm Metroid dreading it, but that's just the actual title, so it's less of a joke.
Yeah.
How about this? For how much? For $20.
All right.
The couch will try and make as many Dread rhymes, but preface everything with Metroid.
Sure.
As many bread rhymes as we can. We'll try not to run through all of them the first time.
I don't know if I can hit that guy. Ooh. Got him.
Oh, we're just leaving? Oh.
No, but it stops us from waiting for him, so we can just get out of here quicker.
That room is weird.
It is weird.
This room is clever.
Yeah.
A
If
Metroid Dread.
If you
Rhyme
find yourself on the other side
Moving
and
up
you
one.
haven't gotten the high jump, you have to get the high jump.
Yeah.
Yes. With the arrow buttons.
Tyree 731.
Whoa! Tyree! Thank you. That is Tyree saying, "Oh boy."
You said this game had a triple jump?
I think it has triple jump. At least it's double jump. It doesn't have triple jump.
I've yet to figure that out.
Let's add some cheeses and toppings to the slench, because who doesn't love those? Since I'm not sure what's available, you can type /slench to see what's available. Use the following list to determine my order of preference from top to bottom.
Oh, jeez.
Number 1 preference is feta cheese.
All right.
Feta cheese is already on there, so I will add $5 to it. It's up to 30 cents.
Also, your new fake baseball player is Johan Bradley. I hope you enjoy them. They're a great hitter.
There is a preference
That
for
sounds-
gorgonzola
That
cheese,
sounds
which is
like
not
it could be a
available.
real name, though. I think you gotta go harder than that. Like Johan Bradley.
There are no American baseball players named Johan.
There are anchovies.
There are no baseball
So-
players named Johan.
No,
but I'm saying-
I'm
towards
saying
that.
that could be a real name. Steve McDykel cannot be a real name.
Mike Truck could be a real name.
Alright. So I've added $10 to feta cheese and $5 to anchovies and jalapenos, which has put anchovies on the pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Tyree. It is good to see you. I hope you are doing well. Our donation total is not found. Ha 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 ha. Internet web dev joke. Ha 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 ha. That's funny.
Don't make me panic like this.
Sorry, Tech. We don't mean to.
Should I just get noted?
Our donation total is not a number.
It's imaginary.
Someone's donated Nan. I think it's mean to make you use a missile at the end of that room.
I have to use the super missile because I only have 4.
Did I see that there was $100? There's $100 for thin crust.
Yeah.
Wow, we got some real thin enthusiasts in chat. The thin crust fandom coming out in droves for Metroid Marathon.
Some people just can't handle the thickness.
Crust lovers in shambles. You scared? No, Stub Money has. See? Yeah, share that joke to either make a web dev laugh or panic. Stub Money panicked. Sorry, Stub Money.
Apologies to Ted.
What joke?
Oh, we were talking about the
Our donation total is not
donations.
found.
Or
It's funny. Please laugh. Please clap.
You could nan it up. You could see what happens.
all right, clapping.
Hooray!
Who doesn't love a traditional feta cheese anchovy thin crust pizza?
Just like a mama used to
with.
make.
Right now, this is an everything
I mean-
pizza. I might donate a lot to just take some of these off, just so it's a less expensive pizza.
People from Connecticut put white sauce and clams on their pizza.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
People from Connecticut should not legally be allowed to vote.
Oh.
They at least shouldn't be allowed to make pizza.
You know, I'm not technically from Connecticut.
You're fine.
But I've now spent over a third of my life in Connecticut, and I take offense to that. I want to vote in Connecticut, and I want to eat my white sauce and clam pizza in
You
Connecticut.
can't have both.
Nope. You don't get a say in this.
Oh, too fast.
I always like blowing up that little thing on the bottom there, filling up my juice.
For the longest time, I didn't know you could blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just gotta shoot it a lot.
You gotta shoot it a lot.
So we've engaged in a handful of gentlemanly sequence breaks at this point.
Engage Ridley, Adam.
No. Look, I think I did the spiel, but I'm not doing reverse boss order. That's just...
That's
One, I already messed it up. I already killed Kraid.
That's
That's
true.
for sadists.
That's for sadists and speedrunners. Why did I repeat myself?
Ridley 11. Trying to imagine if we invited someone
No!
and they independently decided to name themselves Ridley 11.
That door
That
was
is-
supposed to be open.
That is my alt when I donate too much at Zeldathon, and I want to heavy air quotes go incognito. I go as Ridley 11.
It's the perfect disguise.
It's the perfect disguise. Except this last marathon, I realized I have a brand new opportunity, and so I gave birth to a new alias.
Ridley
I donated as Ravenbeak 11. By the way, I've never met Ravenbeak, but I'm pretty sure he's just a swole guy. He's got like a 12-pack. I hear he gets all the female Chozo.
I hear he's very he's a real philanthropist. You know,
Yeah,
builds houses on the weekend.
by himself.
He's a great guy.
You've heard of like Amish barn raising.
If you ask him for $20, he'll give you $25. He's just a nice guy. Ah, it's the big two.
The big two.
What's Butts?
There it was.
but good
Coding
coding.
practices. Thank you, Butts.
Hooray, soundproof code. But your code makes sounds happen. How is it soundproof? Stow Money, explain.
You ever tried writing straight code to make audio happen? It is a nightmare. I remember one of the first things I did when I was just learning how to program in college.
Oh.
I was like, I'm going to make a C++ program that makes the Zelda secret noise, and I never cracked it, and I have now been a professional programmer for 6 years.
There's a series of puzzles that come out around Christmas time in December called Advent of Code. It's like an advent calendar, but you get a new
yes.
coding puzzle
It's
every
cool.
year.
Cool website.
Advent of Code always starts off super simple, like designed for people who have just Googled like my first Python script, can probably solve the first day or two of Advent of Code. And I'm like, I've now been a professional software developer. My title says principal software engineer. I can do this. And I log on and I do the puzzles. And by about day 20, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to do this. What are you talking about? Santa has, sensors that are trying to detect where his sleigh can fly, and you need to match them up in 8 dimensions with their other sensors. What is this garbage?
Oh no, Santa's about to crash. He needs to know all the 9-digit prime numbers.
Yeah.
He needs your
He needs your credit card information, and there's 4 funny numbers on the bag.
Otherwise, you gotta save Christmas.
I mean, it makes
But
sense
for
that you would
heaven.
have to do 8-dimensional math for Santa Claus. That man trap is too tight.
This
That's
is
true.
true. Let me see if I can find that puzzle because it's absurd.
Santa Claus is notably a part of my all-time favorite advertisement. Although I don't really see a lot of video ads these days.
Coca-Cola?
The Coca, yeah, I mean, it is Santa of Coca-Cola fame,
Yeah.
where he's in a Hawaiian shirt and he's on a beach, and he goes up to like a little beach bar at the Elf, and he's like, I want a Pepsi, and everyone gasps, and the Elf's like, but Santa, and he's like, hey, I'm on vacation.
Oh, I think I remember that.
It's great. What a good ad.
So is that still a Coke ad? Or
No, it's a Pepsi ad.
It's a Pepsi ad.
Yeah. It's just ripping Coca-Cola for using a public domain character.
Remember Pepsi versus Coke? Remember when we had little frivolous issues that we could argue over?
When I want frivolous issues now, I go to twitter.com and I engage with the worst people I've ever met.
You tweet at me sometimes.
And you. The worst people on Earth and Ganon11.
I'm happy to be counted among the worst people on Earth.
My Twitter is actually mostly pictures of frauds and game developers.
A carefully crafted and curated list of people whose tweets you see.
Yes. I'm very careful about tending my Twitter garden. I am liberal with the block button.
I have gotten very liberal with the block button lately. Every time someone just outright lies, like posts something and says, wow, this is amazing. It's like, no, you made that up, or it's fake, or you don't know it's fake, but it is. That's when I hit the block button. I just don't have time for it.
I don't remember what's in that. Is it a missile expansion? I feel like
I think it's a missile expansion because that's what a lot of upgrades are in this game.
Oh, you need to open the
I
door!
forgot!
Which means you need to
I need
get
to-
more
all
energy.
I need
over
to
again.
top myself off.
Speaking of topping off, and
Yes.
also speaking of soda, did I hear there was a secret soda stash?
There is a secret soda stash. If you enter the large kitchen,
Large kitchen.
so large kitchen, you're looking at the sink,
I'm at the sink.
and you look sort of down to your left.
Down left.
There's a little 90-degree angle, like, entryway. A
Got it.
little cabinet. You open that, and in the Lazy Susan, there's a whole bunch of Mexican Coke.
Imported directly from Mexico. One for you?
Well, if you want a secret soda stash, you can either come visit me, or you can simply have too large of a kitchen.
I was really questioning what a secret soda stash meant when there were 3 12-packs of Moxie on the floor.
Oh no, that's the public. That's the
That's the
decoy
public.
soda stash.
That's the decoy.
The diversion.
That's the empty wallet.
Yes.
I gotta wonder, like, did the Chozo used to live near all these statues, or did they just like put statues places?
They have to put them places.
And then the Chozo, is it just like a cultural thing to hide your valuables in your garden gnomes? Like, why this?
Well, from what I remember, Chozo were peaceful. Maybe that's just their way of getting rid of their
I was
extra
already
arms.
ducking. How did I hit my head there?
I keep on meaning to stencil a little image of a duck on there.
Oh!
You should get a sticker, one of the Supreme Victory stickers.
I do like that Supreme Victory sticker. It's a good one.
These are not twist off,
No.
No.
and I don't have my bottle.
Hold on. I might.
Oh wait,
Fine.
no, I have my pocket knife. I can use that.
I was gonna pull out my brand new Swiss Army knife.
I still have a Smashboards bottle opener
Yeah.
from way back in the day. I think I got that at Apex 2015. Which, if anyone knows the story of Apex 2015,
I don't. I don't recall.
All I know is Evo's story, whatever.
Evo Moment 37.
Moment 37.
The story of Apex 2015 is a lot sadder.
Oh. Never mind.
On day one, as tournaments were about to start, the fire alarm went off.
Oh.
Because somebody had hung a coat on a sprinkler that was like
Oh.
coming out from a wall like that. And so the fire department came over and they condemned the whole venue
Oh no!
because one, the parking garage had recently collapsed. This was in January. There's a big snowstorm. And some of the rooms had similar damage. Ceilings had caved in, there was water damage, and they said, no, this isn't happening. We were also way over capacity for what the ballrooms were going to support. There were like 2,000 people there, and I think it was approved for 500.
That's all fair.
Jeez, here we go again.
Well, you only burned 1 energy there. So.
Yeah.
Look, Samus rocketing into very small rocks at 9,000 miles an hour is enrichment. It's like when you put a little toy in a hamster cage. It's just it makes her feel better about how she's spending her time.
So what I'm trying to do right here is I'm trying to shine spike through that door because the next room requires the grapple beam, and as you can see, I don't have it.
Have you ever done that thing where you do the that jump and then you stop that jump partway through and then you go forward halfway through the jump and then shine spike?
Yeah.
I can't,
well,
it's hard.
Yeah, it's I can't remember the tech for doing it.
I believe it's yeah, it's you.
You have to do a very quick quarter motion, I think.
I think you're right.
What's the matter? Can't do quarter circles?
Do I look like I play fighting games?
Not yet. You're gonna leave this house
Physical.
We'll get you eventually.
really good at virtual fighting. That's a lie. No one's really good at virtual fighting. But some people can beat me. By some people, I mean almost everybody.
We have to do it one more time.
I believe in you.
What is it? It's like the pixel?
I mean, you could also do that thing where you just do the first 24 frames of her running animation several times in a row.
yeah. It's...
That one's a little trickier because if you don't, you have to hit them at the specific frames in
Can you
order.
not
Yeah.
go back out into the previous room and use that little bit extra?
Oh, maybe that's why it's not
could.
working.
I'd be able to do it there, but this just gives me a little more room. But yeah, maybe that would be better.
Oh, what's up, Wojojo?
Whoa, Jojo.
Wait.
Or if we're using a South American pronunciation, I suppose it would be wo yo yo.
Whoa,
With that soft J.
Yeah, like a...
Oh.
See?
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, you weren't supposed to do that.
I wanted to see what was up there. I wanted to.
Oh.
Hey, you got it.
Oh. Yeah. What?
You gotta be higher
What?
up.
That's close. That's close enough.
No, it wasn't close enough because it didn't work.
Email the professor. Maybe he'll let you in.
Come on, the exam's today.
There we go.
There we go.
Boom. Knock knock.
Ouchies.
That may not be faster than doing that room with a grapple beam, but it's certainly a lot less frustrating. Because, wow, the grapple beam is frustrating.
You know what the grapple beam in this game feels like? It feels just like the hookshot, slingshot sort of thing that you have in, I believe it's Pack-in-Time, the Super Nintendo Pac-Man game that we all played. And
Oh
remember.
my
Of
goodness.
Where you play as a Pac-Man who's been put to the distant past year of 1975, where nobody knows who Pac-Man is yet, so they all hate him.
Is that the actual plot of
Yes.
Pack-in-Time?
Pack-in-Time is an insane video game.
Sounds.
Pac-Man is such a...
Does it explore the disasters of the Nixon administration?
I wish. Mostly you're just bouncing around and you're an inexplicable Pac child and you get upgrades like a fireball. It's a really weird video game. The thing about Pac-Man games is that Namco doesn't know what to do with Pac-Man. Ever. Which is great. You get a lot of weird bananas stuff going on. Like,
At least they're finally remaking Pac-Man World.
that's true, they did that. I want to play
one was
that.
good.
Yeah. Like, Pack and Roll, which is a marble game
It's so long.
where you can play as Pac-Man, roll around.
It's Kirby Tilt and Tumble
Ah.
Pac-Man.
The thing about Pack and Roll, which is so wild to me, is that there are several versions of it. It's originally on the Nintendo DS, and you play by spinning the ball around like this, a little tablet. And then they ported it to arcades with, I think, a roller. And then they ported it to consoles in the most recent collection Pac-Man game. But the thing is, they just ported the movement to the stick. And the middle of the stick is not moving Pac-Man at all. And the furthest point in the stick is moving Pac-Man as fast as possible. So you go way too fast with Pac-Man when you're going anywhere. And you can just fling yourself off level geometry.
Fling yourself into space.
It is a ridiculous video game. truly absurd.
I'm gonna have to cheese it a bit with super missiles so I don't die.
I believe you. I believe in you. I believe that you can fight ghosts.
What's the matter with these super missiles?
It forces him to do like an enrage attack.
He doesn't like specifically super missiles.
Yeah. So with missiles, you can just spam him, but if you
You know, I also wouldn't like being hit with large green missiles that do 5 times the amount of damage of regular missiles. I don't actually know what the 5 times figure is at.
Phantom is allergic to green dot.
Yeah, it's,
maybe?
No.
That wasn't
Oh,
it.
close.
Oh well. You know what? It's safer this way because I can do this, and I don't want to die.
the slow and steady approach to killing a ghost. Welcome to Metroid Marathon. We have exorcism tips here in the chat.
Holy water and
No.
super missiles.
Have you tried an intercontinental ballistic missile? Next time you need to get a ghost after yours.
It kind of gets the house out of the ghosts.
You know, it's very hard to haunt a not building. You don't
Nope.
see a whole lot of ghosts haunting 10 feet up in a field.
Wiggle.
I never played No, BRPD is that's Hellboy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
BPRD?
That's BPRD.
And now the
I
gong
think
droids are
BRPD is
alive.
just the Brazilian police department.
Oh.
That looks too much like KRPD, which I think is one of the boss orders, or like KPDR. Phantoon Dragon Ridley. That I just read it as that. I was like, what boss is
Isn't
B?
Kraid Phantoon Dragon Ridley like the canon order?
Maybe.
I think so. Now that I'm thinking about it, I would play a House of the Dead style rail shooter where all of the enemies are ghosts and you shoot Quake missiles at them.
Oh, I was about to say, do you know that there's a Luigi's Mansion arcade game?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should check that out. I love
the
Luigi's Mansion.
Dave and Buster's nearest to my house has it.
Did you know that the 3DS port of Luigi's Mansion includes some pretty substantial changes to that game, including a Luigi multiplayer mode?
The 3DS version?
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion, yeah. Gets weird with it.
I did know that.
And if you scan a Boo amiibo, it'll tell you where the nearest Boo is.
Huh.
You're listening to KPRQ FM. The hottest.
No, I
Super
did
Metroid
play through
games.
all of Luigi's Mansion 3 with my wife, and that was fun.
I like all.
It had the same Luigi multiplayer.
Someday I should play Luigi Mansion.
You should. I played through Luigi's Mansion on most Halloweens.
I
Because it's
would-
like 3 hours long.
You and Brian.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to make the argument that the first Luigi's Mansion, at the very least, is a Metroidvania.
It's pretty close. Definitely has a lot of that.
It's got a dedicated Mario button,
Yeah.
just like every good Metroidvania has.
Right.
Mario!
Yeah, you know, every time
Mario.
Samus screams Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right before she jumps up into the air and says, Wahoo!
Every time Samus opens a door, I want to see a zoom in of her shaky hand before she shoots a super missile at it.
Man, that is the most frustrating and also my favorite feature of the original few Resident Evil games.
Mm-hmm.
It's so frustrating because, like, I just want to go through the door. Why do you have to show me a 10-second cutscene zooming in on the door and then it creaking open? But also it's my favorite because, man, it lends to the atmosphere. Oh, it builds the tension so well.
It's great. No franchise loves the funny-shaped key and the funny-shaped hole quite as much as Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, this door has an indentation in the shape of a trapezoid. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Oh, you found the trapezoid key.
Weird, this skull looks like a trapezoid.
You
I'll
know,
put this in my pocket for later.
the only game I can think of that does it worse, or does weirder shaped keys, is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Oh, and it's got the real funny shape.
Where the boss keys are like, this is a 3D puzzle that you have to rotate and fit into the thing.
Yeah, because they really wanted to show off Wii Motion Plus.
And then, Resident Evil 7 copied that off of Skyward Sword. Yeah, there's a couple puzzles where they're like, here's a shape, rotate it until its shadow forms like a spider or a hawk or something.
So Scruffin' Gruffin, I promise you someday I will make a video game with a dedicated Scream for Mario button. I don't know what that game will be yet. There may
Can
not
we-
be a character named Mario in that game.
Can we make a Metroid game where Samus can infinite backwards long jump.
That's
Because that is my favorite thing to do in Super Mario 64. I'm not good at it, but it's my favorite thing to watch people do.
Can we mod that into maybe Other M?
Did you know there is a patched version of Super Mario 64? It is the one they used for Super Mario 3D All Stars, and you can still do the skip that otherwise would require the backwards long jump. But they removed backwards long jumping, so what you need to do with task levels of perfection is wall jump back and forth for several minutes to build up speed.
Very practical. Yeah, because you gain like what, a little itty bitty bit of speed every time you do it frame perfectly.
I play Metroid games. I'm good at wall jumping. I have never successfully wall jumped in a Super Mario game.
In Mario 64, it was very hard, and then they made it easier by letting you slide down the walls.
Yeah.
I played Mario 64 for the. Man, thank you for that donation. Your baseball player is. I had this one. It was on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it was Jort Mothball. I hope you enjoy having them on your baseball team.
Ernie's a good infielder.
He's better this season than he was.
I think for 500 you can get a couple more. How
Oh,
about
sure.
Glart Hartfeld?
Glart Hartfeld, yeah. Just rated. It's good.
Wojo. I literally can't say the name unless I go Wojo. Donated $500 and said, "Go get him."
We're getting.
We're getting them. Thank you so much.
I think this counts.
Yeah,
I think
what are
we're
you
getting
allocating to the pizza?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What? How should we influence the pizza?
Goodness, you've become basically a pizza czar. You are able to dictate large swaths.
Take off the crumble cheeses.
Hell, take off all the ingredients. You can do it.
Start over.
You won't do it.
Nuke the pizza. No ingredients on the pizza.
I need to look up what our campaign ID is again because I forgot.
If you want more information about how you can influence the pizza, type !Slench. That's SLENCH in chat. As it sounds. !Slench. Also a baseball player.
That's a Key and Peele East-West board.
Really.
That's your Jadinklage Morgoon. Xmas Jackson Flaxen Laxen.
It's amazing that how many different versions of the joke of here's a bunch of silly names. I'm never tired of seeing silly names.
I mean, the Key and Peele one spawned out of actual football players using really weird names. Chad Ochocinco.
The Brickashaw. I can't remember.
Rickashaw Ferguson.
Nice.
My script from 3 years ago works perfectly.
What'd you do?
I wrote a script just to pull donor information so that I could aggregate it and read it in alphabetical order.
Okay.
I did that. I think it was actually 3 years ago. When we
Yeah, it
did
was
our
about
first
3 years ago.
Other marathon. And I said, "Oh, last night I got back to our hotel and I said, I need to update this and make sure it works." I downloaded it. I put it in our new campaign ID.
Perfect.
It worked perfectly.
Great.
I shut my laptop down after 40 seconds. I was like, okay,
Don't touch it. It
we're
works.
good to go.
Die. Let's try to shoot them enough.
Some of them just like to be upside down for fun. I don't think that anything that those creatures hunt likes to live on the ceiling.
Well, not anymore.
That's true. Let me tell you, you don't need code maintenance if your code never breaks. Why maintain your code when you could write it right the first time?
You know, I'm not too what am I trying to say? I'm not arrogant about my coding skills. But
Sure
I have
about
been
that?
I have been doing this for 11 years.
Yeah?
I know how to write okay code.
I've been writing...
Especially when all it has to do is make an API request and bundle it up.
Good old horror story managers. Boy, I had a bad coding job for my first job.
Oh,
I have a much
yeah.
better coding job now, but boy, my first
Excellent.
coding job was a bad job. You know, I never actually noticed it, but there is some parallax scrolling in Super Metroid. It's very subtle, and it's not in that many rooms, but in that room, a little bit. Oh, we're finally doing the tube.
Are you
Here we
breaking
go.
this too?
What?
You know what?
Okay.
I
Yeah,
thought,
Dennis is staring right at you,
Got him.
like, really? You wanted to break that?
I thought it would be fun.
You just,
All right.
I
pri-
tried.
priceless Chozo architecture from when I grew up, but no, it's fine. Why don't you just blow it up? It's okay.
I think Mike is outing himself as a closeted space pirate.
What? I don't have an obsession with tubes. Do you know where I could get any tubes?
But if,
Don't got any more.
asking for a friend.
I've never seen a tube, and I don't even like genetic manipulation.
I don't know why you would accuse me of that.
Here
Yep, you got it.
Is that piece of
Ooh,
grass?
yeah, first try. Wow.
is that little piece of kelp.
Got him.
Got him.
Mirror is back from teaching CPR.
Congratulations. I hope more people know how to do CPR.
I hope it wasn't.
A live
would-
demonstration?
Yeah, basically. I was gonna say, I hope it wasn't, at the site where it was needed, but in a controlled environment.
Yes, Woder, you can choose. You can allocate your $500 for or against any of the ingredients on the slench.
Yeah, give us an itemized list, please.
Go ahead and follow that tiny URL, and you can see the stats, and you can tell us how much you want to allocate for or against, etc., etc. Scheduled, predetermined mannequins.
Okay, good.
No scheduled, predetermined mannequins' lives were harmed in the training of these folks in CPR.
So it sounds a little bit of a Monty Python sketch. Say, I'm now going to choke. Please observe closely how I give myself CPR. Oh, you know what? You might be right. This might be the pinkest room in Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Especially when you powerbomb it.
Yeah, it's pretty pink. Alright, he didn't bother you this time.
Yeah, it didn't bother me this time. When I was doing the practice for this room, there was one of those guys that just would not stop getting in my way. And I had to do that speed boost 3 times before I finally got through.
Yeah, I love that enemy's in this room because it doesn't do anything except goof up your shine sparks.
I was
It's a
doing
good joke.
I
They
wasn't
also
doing a
hurt.
randomizer. I was doing a arcade of this, and I got into this room without something. No, it's all underwater. I didn't have the gravity suit.
Oh no.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, I don't know how to.
Metroids.
I don't know how to leave. I couldn't leave. It's where my arcade run ended, because you need to be really good at this. Even in easy mode on arcade, you need to know how to speedrun this game to play arcade.
Now, when you say arcade,
Yes.
what do you mean?
So there's a ROM hack called Super Metroid Arcade.
All right.
And it is a particular kind of, it's a room entrance randomizer,
Okay.
where basically you start in a room, and if you say, take a door out of that room going left, it will take you to the right side door of a room.
I killed him while he was in the hole, but he had to get out before he could die. That's pretty good.
So it'll just take you to another room. And if that room has a bottom door exit, you can take that, and it'll take you to the top door of another room.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the $20 donation. Your
Thank
baseball
you.
player is Flump McDoozy,
Flump McDoozy.
who is starting as a pitcher.
Felfang donates $20 and says, Dad joke, dad joke, dad joke.
Dad joke, dad joke.
Dad joke achieved. Thank you so much. Again, you can allocate those $20 towards or against pizza toppings if you are so inclined.
It was always bothered me how that room is locked here. Because it's not like you do anything to unlock it.
Yeah, it's just...
It's just locked.
So, basically, arcade, you're running through random rooms. The rooms are all the same. Upgrades you get are permanent well, okay. Things like missiles you get and energy tanks you get are permanent upgrades. The most powerful upgrades, like Plasma Beam, are timed upgrades.
Okay.
Where you
okay.
have them for like 30 seconds or whatever.
Alright.
And so, every, I think, 10 rooms, it gives you a boss that you have to fight. Or something like that. It can be configured to match difficulty levels.
I don't think Adam
And
has
you
died.
allocate score,
Oh, yeah.
and you compete to see who can get the highest score. It plays kind of like an arcade game.
Cool.
It's really hard because Super Metroid's a really hard game.
I will note, Adam has not gotten the grappling beam, and I'm starting to worry he's not going to.
Well,
You know what?
would we do Crocomire like that? Would we really
Oh wait,
dishonor his memory like this?
we forgot about the Metroid Metroid Bread joke.
You're right.
It completely slipped out of my Metroid head.
We just lost the Metroid thread.
Yeah. This Metroid thread really unraveled very quickly. Are there other? Hold on. Can I Google worms that
Oh, you can absolutely Google words that rhyme.
words rhyme with dread?
Oh, you're gonna go into the fight with some super missiles this time.
Yeah. I got 2 more super missiles than last time.
There are a lot of other jokes, but I think for now we should leave them Metroid unsaid.
Though I will say, I like to imagine a man named Metroid Fred. I just want to know what his life is like. Now, you don't have the grapple beam, so...
Nope. The reason I'm destroying these is because I don't want to deal with them while I'm taking care of the boss.
Ah. Yes, off to rap
As soon as he comes in...
Did you know that professional musician Post Malone got his name from an online rap generator?
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
He's also like
Get souped.
26.
Isn't that how Childish Gambino got his name?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a Wu-Tang.
Just
clan
because
name
he was
generator.
just because he was tired of being Donald Glover. I signed bills.
Oh, he's still going.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, missed him.
Don't get Potemkin Buster. You lose like 4 energy tanks.
Yeah, that thing. He slaps.
Potemkin Buster.
Yeah. Potemkin from Guilty Gear's Command Grab. It does a whole lot of damage.
I don't play
It does.
fighting games.
It does a big amount of damage.
Time for Chargy Beam.
Yep. Crouch first.
Time for charged up beams. Alright. Now, bring Elias Thompson's donated $76.
Oh, Elias. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Elias.
much.
Good to see you again. Keep up the Metroid marathoning, guys. We certainly will. Y'all, that takes us to $1,000.
Wow.
It's like the 4th hour.
Your baseball player is Torque Bad Bones. I don't know what position they play. They won't tell me.
No!
No. Are we dead?
No,
No,
we have
I
we have 1 energy tank. Yeah. I was hoping to get some missiles out of that.
We got.
We got nothing out of it.
You just get to watch the cutscene of him
Just bonking on
stabbing
me.
you.
With this
It's
tail.
not really stabbing, more just slapping.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. When was the last time I saved?
Uh,
Oh, it was just
Not-
up there.
not
It was
long
just
ago,
up
yeah.
there. Oh.
Is there a save room up there?
Yeah, there's a save room right before
Yeah,
the
if you don't
missiles
have
away.
7 HP, you got it.
60 HP. You got
You
it.
got it. You got it, and in fact, you're good.
We're just gonna stick to this.
Good.
There's a plan.
Trust the plan.
Ah!
Was one shot away.
Why did I do that before?
I thought you were going to die, but I was
I-
Metroid misled.
It's true.
There is a bright future Metroid ahead.
Don't make me regret this suggestion.
That is in fact my aim, is to make you regret this suggestion. You Metroid fed this idea to me.
I did.
Too bad we don't do this in the winter. We could enjoy fun activities such as Metroid sledding.
I'm not sure Metroid. I think Metroid sledding would mostly involve hostile alien life. Or possibly missiles?
Maybe.
I feel like we
Just
get
riding a missile down a hill.
that one thing that people like to do in Fortnite where they shoot a missile and then jump on top of the missile.
Or Breath of the Wild speedrunning.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Hop on a tree, Link. You're going to the castle.
Or jumping on top of a moblin. Or a bokoblin. I'm sorry.
I
Got my
love
Zelda enemies mixed up.
Breath of the Wild speedrunning because now it's down to like 20 minutes. And it's completely insane. And the idea of a dude in his underwear rolling up and being like, I got here as fast as I could. It's been 26 minutes. What's my name?
Yeah. Link. Wake up, Link. You've been asleep for 100 years. I overslept!
Oh, shoot,
Ah!
that's me! I must be that guy.
Get your toast in your mouth and run off.
And it's like, at long last, my foe has awoke. Holy crap, he's running really fast!
Link backwards long jumps his way across everything.
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Has anyone put Mario in that game yet?
Probably.
Surely.
The Zelda
No.
reskin they did
No,
really early on was
Oh,
really
geez.
good.
Somebody put Mario into some other game, like completely ported him. I forget what it was.
Someone put him into Minecraft.
Yeah, that was one of them, but that was not one I'm thinking of.
Because they took the open source port of Mario and then converted
Got
to Java
energy
and then just
refill
put
to
it
the right
in
of the safe
Minecraft.
room.
Yeah.
So
You are correct. I completely forgot about that.
It's too late.
What?
We're fine. Everything is fine. Ah!
oh, that'd be,
Oh,
that'd
that
be a
only did
good
one
place
damage.
for Mario.
That did 5 damage.
It'd be a very funny place for Mario to be in Bloodborne.
Huh.
Love to see Mario backward jumping his way through horrible monsters.
The Minecraft port of Mario was pretty good, but I swear somebody did it into another game. There's also a Gmod port.
Okay, good.
I know
Of course,
that, I know
important.
that for sure.
That's okay.
It was like
We've
some
got
open
an
world
energy
game, and I saw Mario just like backwards long jumping through a city or something.
I like this room. This is a
Chat,
weird.
if anyone can find the game I'm thinking of that somebody ported Mario into, I would be very happy.
And you can get up here with the with wall jumping, but that door's locked.
Yep.
Yes.
It's messed up.
Until you beat Dragon, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or is it until you have space jump?
No, it could be a combination of both,
Yeah,
but I
one,
assume
one follows the other.
These are the things I'm learning when I play the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer, but I am not playing Super Metroid randomizer, so I don't know these things.
I assume it's possible. Yeah, you can get out of the room without the space jump, but that requires doing quick charges, and I am not good at those.
That's tough.
I am not a
These
master level speedrunner.
Space pirates are pretty pink.
These are
That's
probably,
why you defeat them with the pink beam.
That's true.
It starts with P. It's the
Yep.
pink.
All right.
You know, now that I think about it, shouldn't the plasma beam do substantial damage to walls, everything, plants? I feel like these vines should not
Where,
be okay.
Where's Spore Spawn?
This
No.
is really.
Where is
that's-
Spore Spawn?
They followed through on that idea of Metroid Dread at the very end of the game.
No, that's,
Oh,
that's true.
yeah.
We'll get there.
Spore Spawn is still just hanging around,
Do you
minding
wanna,
his own business.
do you wanna go say hi to Spore Spawn?
Should we say hi to Spore Spawn?
I think we deserve. He
got
deserves
time.
a.
We
visit.
should
We're
say
ahead of
hi.
schedule. We can say
You
hi to
are
Spore
you
Spawn.
are scheduled to take how long?
I don't remember.
Like another hour, almost.
Oh, this is only on here for an hour 15.
Maybe we don't have time to go say hi to Spore Spawn. I guess if you pass by.
What time?
Technically, we're supposed to end in 15 minutes.
What?
End this game in 15 minutes. That's what the schedule says.
Strong maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and the next player is Metroid Prime. Connor,
Yeah, that's
how long
me.
do you think you need to beat Metroid Prime? Because you have been given
8 hours?
6 hours.
6 hours? I could probably do it in 6 hours. I might need a little help, like to guide and remember where the heck I'm going.
Fortunately, you've got a room full of Metroid fans.
I know.
I will probably be going to sleep.
I play the Metroid Primes like once every few years, and I think I did it again either 1 or 2 years ago. Just because Prime Hack was really cool. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Prime Hack working in time for this.
Oh, we gave up on it?
Yeah, we couldn't quite,
Unfortunately,
okay.
I wanted to get keyboard and mouse working, but I couldn't with the Steam Deck version of it. So
So we'll be playing off the Wii U.
yeah, I think
So you're saying
that's probably the best.
you're saying I won.
I mean, if I had brought my laptop, it would have been a non-issue because the build of Prime Hack that gets installed to the Steam Deck is different. It's specifically configured for controller because that's what the Steam Deck is.
Yeah, it is a controller.
And it locked me out from changing any of the controls to keyboard and mouse stuff.
I'm looking at the collection of random games I have under my television, trying to imagine which would be the best non sequitur to insert in the middle of the stream, and I think it's the Kim Possible game for PlayStation 2.
Is it good?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. We could find out.
We could
You
just
know,
do
I
a round
was-
of Katamari.
I was gonna say, why do you have all these games that you haven't played? And then I thought about my Steam library, and I said, I don't need to make that kind of
The
judgment.
real reason is because Meredith also had a PS2 and she brought her
Oh, okay.
games.
Katamari. I've never played Katamari, but man,
Oh,
I
so
love
good.
the soundtrack to the first game.
You should play
You should
both
play Katamari.
both Katamari and We Love Katamari. They are both excellent.
You should also play Beautiful Katamari on Katamari Forever.
There are no
Which
bad
of-
Katamaris.
Which
No.
of those are available for Nintendo systems or the PC?
The original one's on Switch.
Yeah, the remake is on Switch.
I did want to get the remake on Switch eventually.
you can emulate We Love Katamari. It's a PS2 game. Beautiful Katamari's on 360.
I don't know if that one's on the backwards compatibility list. I don't think it is for modern Xbox consoles.
No, it is.
It is?
I did replay it on Xbox One.
Okay.
And Katamari Forever is on PS3, which you can probably emulate.
Maybe. I got a PS3. Actually, I haven't talked about this on stream. This is a fun little PS3 tidbit. So I got an inclination this year to play through the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Because I've never played them, and I've been bumping up against them my entire life, and I know a lot of people who love them. I thought, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna play all the Metal Gears.
Yep.
So I went searching for PlayStation 3, because that's still basically the best way to play Metal Gear Solid 4. It's only on the PlayStation 3, and emulation for PlayStation 3 is like shaky, and there's a version of it you can do on a PS5, but like it's like,
Yeah, PS3 emulation is getting there.
Yeah.
It's still not great.
So I was like, I can just find a PS3. And I searched for a good deal on a PS3 for a long time, and after a while I started to think, oh, I'm just not going to find a good deal on a PS3, and I found a PS3 on eBay that noted it doesn't have a power cable, it doesn't have an HDMI cable, and it doesn't have a controller.
Yeah.
But it does work. And I thought, okay, I can probably work with that, and I went into the little extended description, which I think I might have been the only person who actually read, and it said, comes pre-installed with these games. Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. And I was like, oh!
Look at that.
It's just all of them. So I paid something like $45 for it.
Wow.
And got a PS3 with every Metal Gear on it.
Wait. $45 for a PS3 that has those games installed. Is it like a fat original model PS3?
Yeah.
Those just take regular computer power cables. You can get one for $5.
I already had one.
I have like 50 of them.
Yeah. It was great. The only time I've
is it
ever
a-
gotten a good deal on eBay.
Is it a backwards compatible PS3?
I think the disk drive doesn't work. But I
Okay.
could probably fix
Oh,
that.
well, then it doesn't matter.
I think I can fix that.
You could load it up. I can tell you if it's backwards compatible.
It's in the other room.
Sorry.
It's the one with the Spider-Man font on it?
It is the one with Spider-Man font on.
Yeah. It is not backwards compatible.
Ah, okay.
So the original backwards compatible PS3s had 4 USB ports on the front. And any ones that went to. I learned this because I got one.
Oh.
I bought a backwards compatible PS3 years ago.
Hey, you did it.
Yeah,
I almost never got that.
Interestingly enough, at like my local pawn shop, they have one.
Cool.
Several years ago.
Yeah. That PS3, I think, remains the only good deal I've ever gotten on eBay.
That's still pretty good. $45 for a PS3 with games pre-installed.
I
You
ever
can hack a PS3 pretty easily. Though, so
I have a sneaking suspicion that one has already been hacked.
it's possible.
But also, that one has reminded me of an unfortunate consequence of the way that Sony deals with their old video games. PS3 has an anti-piracy measure where it needs to connect to the internet to verify the time on the console.
Oh yeah.
And that's fine, but someday that time server is going to go off, and then all of the games that you legitimately bought on your PlayStation 3 will no longer be playable.
That's been a bit of controversy
Oh boy.
lately when Sony was talking about showing out the PS3 and PS Vita content servers.
Yeah.
Babies.
Oh! You are really scraping by.
Yeah, this is not
Too
good.
close for
Woo!
Yeah, these runs have not been very good. This is what happens when you're months out of practice.
Wow, Metroid. I
Wow.
think you're probably off camera.
Yeah, I probably still am. It's fine.
I'm
I
not,
don't want to be perceived right now.
You don't want to be looked at?
No.
You're talking.
Ah! Oh my god!
We've given
Well,
him too much power.
You can look at my Super Metroid.
you know,
now.
maybe that's another reason why Couch Mic has been persistently quiet, because this Couch Mic is angled to get audio from here first.
And we keep
I
moving
thought,
over here.
I thought this would be the stretch that we would take, but instead it's this.
I think it's just because where we ended up putting the lighting.
Yeah.
We can
Alright, well, we just reoriented the mic. Sorry
did it.
for,
Sorry if that changes anything all of a sudden.
Muted us before you
No, that's
got
fine.
to our audience.
Oh, that
It lasted 2 seconds.
We need to retag the stream as ASMR.
Please don't.
Metroid ASMR stream.
Oh, did you update our title and game for this?
ASM2R.
Super Metroid.
Metroid Soup.
I watch a Metroid speedrunner does Zero Mission Fusion and Super. He and his chat refer to this game almost exclusively as Soup or Metroid, And one time I said, I'm really tired of playing this game. It's always Metroid. It's never been Soup.
One of these days.
Oh boy.
We made soup yesterday.
It's true. That was good soup.
We still have some of that soup. We have, I think, 2 servings of that soup.
How well does it reheat?
Pretty well, I think. Most
that-
vegetable soups reheat pretty well.
Is that what we're gonna call the next Metroid Marathon if there's not a Metroid game?
Metroid Soup.
Super Metroid?
Soup or Metroid.
We already did Super Doofy.
Yeah.
I think Metroid Marathon Prime is probably next. Whoop! I definitely should have done that.
Right next to the microphone. Good thud.
Gonna put that right down there. I love the Ridley room. It's so silly.
I love that there's like 2 or 3 pieces of level geometry that are intentionally fashioned to look like Ridley.
Yeah, he's got the little claws in the elevator room. There's this whole room.
Take my strong hand. Never seen that movie.
And there's this big old mouth.
Looks like Ridley puts it on.
He's a little tubby in that particular incarnation. It's not the most flattering statue
A
of
space
Ridley.
pirate lost their job after that car flew. What did you do to me?
Only want food-themed marathons. You just only want food. Yes. Accurate. See, now tech is represented on the stream via chat. Which means anyone watching the VOD is going to be confused.
It's all good. Just vibing out to the music here for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm just entering a zone out fugue state, just listening to the pleasant tones of Super Metroid.
Lower Norfair.
All these freaking power bombs.
Juked. Is this the place with the sneaky missile upgrade?
Power bomb upgrade.
Okay, that's right. You don't really ever need power bomb upgrades.
No, not really. They're mostly just used for clearing out room.
Looking at you, Metroid Fusion. 74 power bombs.
Almost enough, really.
Which is only 32 power bomb expansions, but that's too many. That's too many power bombs.
Come on.
My major beef with these guys is that when they're in their invincible state, they look too much like the regular boss. They look like they should be shootable.
They're a little more silvery.
They're little, but at this point, how long has it been for the average player since you fought a regular space pirate? You might not remember exactly what shade of gray they were.
Actually, we're going into Ridley with more supplies than when we did practice.
Yeah.
I know it's because I have super missiles this time.
That's nice.
A good sign.
Yeah.
It's also still giving you energy, which means I think your reserve tank isn't full.
You are correct.
In practice, didn't you go in there with like 2 energy tanks?
Yep. No, it was like 4 or something like that. Whoa! I got caught under that. That was embarrassing.
The Ridley, he keeps his lava hot, you know.
You know what? I appreciate a Ridley who likes his lava hot.
You know, he takes his coffee black, he likes his lava hot.
A man with distinguished taste.
He is
a dinosaur dragon with distinguished taste.
A real traditional gentleman.
Get back here.
Yeah, I imagine a Ridley that talks with southern drawl.
All I hear is just him go, wah, wah.
Is Ridley warning?
Oh, Charles Martinet
can we
voicing
please
Ridley.
get an audio replacement for Super Metroid that just makes him say, wow.
I feel like that's not that hard to do.
No, that can't be what it is.
We could probably do it.
Shoot the beam.
I bet the world of ROM hacking Super Metroid is extremely well documented at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
how much
definitely
do you
a
have to
lot.
document? There's like 8 megabytes of game.
Why, that's hardly any game at all.
So much game for your game.
If people can decompile Super Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time, I'm sure we can figure out.
You know,
Playing Ocarina of Time at 120 frames per second is weird.
Yeah.
have you ever seen that screenshot or that picture somebody took of playing the PC port of Ocarina of Time on one of those like super hyper wide monitors?
Oh god.
And you can see all of Hyrule Field.
Ugh.
It's weird.
I
No,
would-
never. Samus?
I don't know. He's kind of doing that. I'm gonna stay in the distance thing. I have an energy tank. There he goes.
Ah, see?
He likes to do that little tease. I don't know why.
We have fun here.
He's a jerk. That's why.
All right, Ridley's dead. Time to save the baby.
Poor Ridley, gone forever. Gone too soon. We'll never see him again.
In memoriam.
Oh.
The baby is missing.
Oh no. How
Oh,
will I
no.
ever remember how to grab
The baby's
ledges?
been replaced with an energy tank.
I'm still a single mom without a child.
Ridley likes to place his energy tank in a doormat under the door in case he forgets it.
It's like that end scene from Street Fighter 3.
I want to see this.
Where Chun-Li says, I can get back to being a young single girl.
Oh, that's her Street Fighter
Oh,
2
God.
arcade game, yeah. Oh, it's a classic picture.
She's like at the gravestone of her dad saying, oh, now you can rest in peace. And then in a bikini saying, yeah.
Yeah, she pulls out her hair ribbon. She's like, time to go back to being a young single girl. And it's like, aren't you a cop? Aren't you busy?
Apparently not.
Also in Street Fighter 2, isn't she already like 35?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna.
35 is still young. Shut up.
I don't know what the dating scene is like for 35-year-old Chinese cops. I'm afraid. I'm too far removed from that world.
We should ask Jackie Chan in Police Academy.
Man, that's a good movie.
That's a good movie.
I like that movie. Police Academy. We got a thumbs up from the tech that Police Academy is a good movie.
By the way, just a reminder. I'm Mike. This is Adam. That's Matt. That's Connor. We're playing Metroid games. We're raising money for Direct Relief. Direct Relief is an organization that sends medical supplies and emergency aid to over 100 countries around the world, including all 50 United States. 100% of your donations go to them. We don't touch a penny of it. So that's what we're doing here. One of the other cool things that Direct Relief is doing right now is they're recognizing that like they can set up health clinics in places, but if those places then suffer natural disasters, then maybe they don't have the power infrastructure to run health clinics. So they're working on that. They're working on investing in power infrastructure to be able to continue to provide power to medical clinics that they run around the world.
Oh, how cool of them.
So that's super cool.
They're a good organization.
We are happy to be raising for them for the second time.
Second, third?
Third?
It was
Fifth?
Direct Relief.
97th time?
I think it was Direct Relief last year.
Yeah. And then before that was Rainforest Trust. And before that was Child's Play.
We've done a bunch.
Direct Relief, Rainforest Trust, and Extra Life
Extra Life. That was
have
the
been
one.
our charities.
All great charities.
Yes.
Oh, it's the invisible door.
There's
The invisible door that does not show up with an X-ray visor.
It's so invisible.
I will forever be mad about that.
Me too.
Me three.
Me 4?
The angriest wall in video games.
You don't sound mad. Oh, and also, Mark is running tech for us.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
Mark is the silent majority.
There he is.
He's to be seen, not heard, but also not to be seen.
But also he controls everything, so we can't make him that mad or we'll turn off the camera. Then it'll just be Metroid happening. I feel like this room is very Metroid 1-ish. You know?
It is, yeah.
It's got that old Metroid 1 flavor.
It's not nearly enough of a gigantic vertical corridor repeating textures. What are you talking about?
Bring
You got a
back
point.
gigantic, confusing vertical corridors in game design. We were fools to abandon a bunch
Please,
of
no.
identical vertical
here.
rooms.
Reject modernity. Return to tall corridors with repeating textures.
It's either that or you go back to Symphony of the Night's horizontal repeating corridors.
Ooh.
Which way, Western man?
Thanks for tuning in, Libristat. Nice to have you here. Have a good evening.
I have to get some more missiles, because if I don't have enough, I can't beat the game.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you only need
What?
some.
So, Mother Brain can only be damaged by missiles while she's in the tank. You can't shoot her with the beam weapon while she's in the tank. You need to use missiles to break the
And
Z-Bites.
firing missiles in that room is a nightmare.
You can't get them in that room.
Oh, they don't drop in the SpaghettiOs?
The SpaghettiOs don't drop anything.
Mean.
That is
Cruel. No, it's 1999 donation. Thanks, Sterling.
Thanks, Sterling.
Now we're at
Sterling.
$1,020.
I'm now realizing that the main donation number doesn't show cents.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
So what's
I
our
thought
what's our
It
donation
just
message?
rounds up.
Our donation message is I just had a handful of peanuts. Give me a second.
Well, your baseball player is Fab Zubar. So
I heard he's really
Had
good.
Zubar famed shortstop for the Arizona Carizonas.
Yeah, but he flubbed that one. It was really embarrassing.
Sterling donates $19.99 saying, "Nobody wants to break the clean 1,000 number. Let's make it an ugly number again. My friends, we call that being on Team Breakers instead of Team Fixers. Although the bar isn't showing sense, so I don't know. Also, put it 4 pineapple on the slench.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So what do we
Except
got?
there's 250 to remove pineapple.
Oh, we're a ways away from pineapple.
Thank you, Wojo Jojo.
You're
I'm
gonna-
sure your money went at least partially.
By
towards
by
that.
your powers combined, you guys are gonna have to work real hard to get pineapple back on that pizza.
Thank God.
Some real power plays in chat today.
Man, I'm very tempted to just like pull out $500 and be like, all right, reset
Start
this
counting
pizza.
them bills
But I don't want to undo the desires of our
of our
democratically elected
Feels a bit like
lobbyists.
Every $20 you send in chat counts towards our guest slench ingredients, if you so choose.
In fact, so does every dollar.
Yeah, that's true. All the dollars in other bill increments also count.
I may have forgotten I broke that too.
It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're in your commute and then you fall 10 feet because you forgot you broke the tube on the way out the door. And you just haven't called a guy to put it back yet. I don't know what it's like to be a Chozo contractor, but I'm sure it's very hazardous work. I bet the pay is great.
You get paid. You get paid in bird seed. Is that really good?
I mean, that's what they negotiated for.
Is that better or worse than being paid in gum?
Well, do Chozo have teeth? Can they
geez.
chew gum?
It would stand to reason that they probably do. Like penguins have
Oh, that's
tiny
right.
teeth inside their beaks.
Oh, you had to remind me.
The little horrible penguin teeth.
I think I.
Oh, you might have messed
You
it
got
up.
time.
No, it's gonna respawn. Because I want to go back up to the ship so I can refill my missiles. Because I want to make sure I have enough.
Nah, just get enough on the way here.
Well, no, because there's already a refill station, but
Oh, yeah, there's one nearby.
There's a refill station before Mother Brain.
there is.
But
But again,
right
it's-
after the baby.
Yeah, but it's that issue of, do I have enough to actually get through to Mother Brain?
Oh,
You
yeah. Like,
have
what's
to
your,
kill
what's your
Metroid.
total missiles?
Yeah, I have to kill. I do have to kill them.
You've killed all the major bosses now.
Yeah,
Yep. I mean,
they do drop some missiles actually. Right.
On occasion.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't drop super missiles? Spore Spawn. Actually, if you already have super missiles, will he drop them if you kill him? That's a good question.
Well, he's a boss, so yeah, he will drop them.
He had them the whole time?
Do bosses all have the same drop tables?
Yep.
tucked away.
He just didn't want to.
The only thing they don't drop are power bombs.
Being very miserly with the super missile.
He sure is.
There's a missile refill, but I have to go through the room.
Oh, yeah, and down there's the funky jump puzzle.
Yep. There's all kinds of weird.
Junkies.
There are a lot of puzzles here that we don't deal.
Are we saving the children or no?
Saving them critters.
We never really did a save
No.
versus kill.
We
Yeah,
didn't.
incentive?
And we kind of
Didn't
didn't
want to
bother.
steal that gimmick.
It's not so much we did. I think we just forgot about it.
Yeah, look, if someone donates for it,
Yeah, chat, if you donate any money right now and tell us whether you want us to save or kill the animals.
Do you like or hate animals?
Right.
I have my personal preference. If you guys don't say anything, I will do it.
now you just have to rely that you and Adam are aligned on this particular issue.
Can you imagine if we fundraised for Rainforest Trust again and we killed the animals?
We could.
They don't live in a rainforest.
They look like they could.
It's kind of a
Ridstar is a bit rainforesty.
there's a bit of a rainforest in that green zone where you have to do the wall jump. That's kind of a rainforest.
That's true, and the animals are there to teach you how to wall jump.
And speed boost.
Although to be fair, it doesn't rain down there because it's underground.
Yeah.
And it's not very
What is this,
foresty.
Hollow Knight?
Yeah.
Why, I'm
Can
starting
this
to
be
think
Hollow Knight?
that the world of Zebes doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense when you think about it.
Where did this water come from, if not from rain? It is raining on the surface when you first land.
I believe that's on layer 1 on the Super Nintendo. I wonder if that's a scrolling tile texture. If they're just rotating like the whole. It's probably a scrolling tile.
I'm sure it's a scrolling texture.
Down to Goblin Town. Down to Goblin Town. It's too low.
Good old Hobbit music.
Man, I love
that 70s.
I
Hobbit.
love 1977 Rankin and Bass animated Hobbit movie. It is the best film adaptation of The Hobbit.
But not the. What is it? What's his name?
Peter Jackson?
No, the.
Ralph Bakshi?
Yeah, Backsheet.
I don't think I've ever seen Ralph
goodness.
Bakshi's Hobbit.
It's interesting.
It's something.
I've seen his Fellowship of the Ring, and it is also something.
It sure is.
I want all art I ever make to be described as something, frankly. I want to release no nothings in my
Use
career.
rotoscoping.
No, don't drop power bombs.
I want people to look back at the body of work I produce and say things like I was really going for something, or I was really having fun up there.
It was just really all about the vibes.
Yeah,
You know, he
had to be
really
there.
tried. Man, I want to tell a story that I swore I would stop telling because it makes my friend out to be a real jerk, but I find the story so funny. So now that I've talked about it,
But now that I mentioned it,
of course I'm going to say it. So I'm in an orchestra that plays video game music. It is the Norwalk Gamer Symphony Orchestra. Look us up. We just did a concert last weekend. And my friend, I won't name him.
Okay.
what embarrassing thing
He
did
has
he do?
the right to name himself.
All right, I need to back up a little bit. We have open rehearsals. We don't have like auditions to join or anything. We're not a group that's trying to be professionals. We are a group that is fostering musical appreciation by accepting anyone who has any level of skill with any kind of instrument. I play electric guitar in the group, for what it's worth. We had a guitarist join us who was very clearly very good at guitar. But they said, all right, you play guitar, why don't you sit next to Mike, who is our other guitarist? And he sat next to me, and I said, hey, do you have any of the music? And he said, no, I figured I'd just kind of wing it. I said, okay, well, here's the music that the guitars are supposed to be playing for this. Here you go, you can read off of mine. And he said, okay, and we started playing, and he did not play the music. He was a very good guitarist, he played whatever he wanted. Mm-hmm. He played it in tune, he riffed and did whatever, but he did not play the guitar part. And so my friends and I were talking about this at dinner afterwards, and I was talking specifically with my friend. Let's give him a fake name, John. Sleeve. I was talking with my friend Sleeve McDykel.
Sure.
Who plays first base for the Arizona Carazonas.
Right.
And I was describing this to him, and he kind of said without thinking, well, yeah, that's because he's a real guitarist. And stared at me, and I said, so does that make me a fake guitarist? He said, no, I'm sorry, that came out more insulting than I mean. What I mean is, Mike, you try. And at that point, I got up and was like, Sleeve McDykel, you need to stop. It is a very funny story. I did not take it seriously at all. I did not feel insulted at all. What he meant was, Mike, you understand that you are playing a part in an orchestra and you have a piece of music that you are supposed to play and you play it. Whereas the stereotypical guitarist is just like, this is all about me, I'm gonna freestyle.
Yeah.
It's like, that's cool, but that's not what this orchestra is going for.
It's all about the notes I'm not playing.
It's a very common stereotype that guitar players don't know how to read sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to read sheet music.
You should go to VG Lead Sheets and read some of their sheet music.
You know what I read on their sheet music? The letters.
They
Where
are
it says,
nice.
where it says play an A, and I'd say, I know how to play an A chord.
They're nice letters.
I know a little bit of sheet music. I do prefer the lead sheet format. It is very helpful.
Yeah, I admit, I learned how to read sheet music in like a theoretical kind of I could sit down and very slowly do it sort of way. And then I started a show where people can just send me sheet music and I have to play it for them, and I learned how to read it very quickly.
Yes. I can't believe we didn't get my favorite spring ball power up.
We didn't get the spring ball. We didn't get to see Duggernaut.
You've got an angle. You got an angle button.
You know what? You're right.
They added it to this game for a reason.
Yeah. Ugh. Dealing with SpaghettiOs is upsetting.
Upsettios.
The upsettios.
No, why? God.
Yeah, I believe in you.
I'm
You're getting there.
I'm getting frazzled now.
Yeah, that's the thing about Mother Brain. She's very frazzling.
The SpaghettiO took that missile.
Even though the brain shook,
Okay.
All right.
we're fine.
You do not need a loss of resources. Alright, that's it.
That's it. Game
Yeah,
over.
all right.
Game's over.
Well done, everybody.
Why does she have an active hitbox?
Oh, weird. That must be an accident.
Oh no.
Is this supposed to happen?
I looked up the VG lead sheets for this song.
We got big
It's
chicken.
literally 4 half-step changes.
It's not. There's not a lot going on in this one, I admit. Although it would be fun to adapt for an orchestra just to see a whole string section really going for it.
It's so effective, though.
It's
It's not complicated, but man, does this feel like a horror movie soundtrack.
It's true.
Don't get below 3 energy tanks.
Don't worry, I got reserve tanks. Don't shoot your ketchup at me.
I'm not sure if reserve tanks work.
No, they do.
Okay.
I dislike to look at Mother Brain's face.
I do too.
She has no pupils and she has no gums.
She has no style.
forgot
She
that
has
beam.
no grace.
I forgot that beam also takes all of your ammo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's messed up.
This Mother Brain has a funny face.
She does have a funny face. She also is very Akira Toriyama. If you look at like her arms and legs, very cell, very like original form cell.
She just looks like a chicken.
She does sort of look like a chicken. I grant you.
Like, you know that story of when whatever philosopher said, like, what is man? Man is clearly a featherless biped.
Right.
And then Socrates or whoever held up a plucked chicken and was like, behold a man! Behold a Mother Brain!
Mother Brain, a featherless biped.
A featherless biped with robot arms and robot legs.
It's sort of an H.R. Geiger raw chicken.
Yeah.
It does give Geiger chicken.
I think it was Diogenes who held up that
Diogenes.
plucked chicken and said, "Behold a man." He was like that. Having met them.
So, Shane Chicken is a miserable pile of something.
Yes.
It's a miserable pile of something.
Mother Brain's about to be a miserable pile of brain matter.
Did you know that if you use the reset glitch to get like way more than the maximum of 14 energy tanks, you can do this, and while the Metroid is refilling your health, Mother Brain will get up and start hitting the baby while it's still healing you, and it will just take forever to actually get anything done. I think I got locked into this fight once for like several minutes.
Oh jeez.
Waiting both for Mother Brain's beam to kill me, or to get me down low enough, and then also get healed back up by the Metroid.
That's what we call an anti-piracy measure. That is my buckling spring keyboard being used as the tech keyboard, in fact.
There it is.
How could you tell? Was it the fact that you can hear it from 15 feet away on the other side of the room,
Was
not
it-
being fed by the microphone?
Was it the springiness of the buckles?
We could be using a quiet keyboard, but we're not.
No. Loud, clicky keyboard is much more satisfying to use. Whoops.
No,
Oh my God.
the illusion.
You didn't see that.
My brand.
Not Brian. Wait a minute, we're not in space at all. This is a video game.
You can't prove that.
You know, technically everything is in space.
Video games in space.
Another.
Video games
In
space.
I like this maze, but boy, the first time you do it, you don't know where you're going. It's very
Oh
stressful.
no, this part's fine. It's the second room. The second room's the maze.
They even let you walk up the little angle there as though it were
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, nice,
I
nice
guess
of
they
them.
treat it as a ramp.
I guess.
I can't believe they were inspired by Mario Maker 2 to make steps.
They really should have credited.
slopes.
Really should have credited Mario Maker 2.
Super Metroid, 1994. Credits to Super Mario Maker 2, 2018. I think it's more recent than that.
I feel like 18.
It's a Switch game.
It was a Switch game.
But it was like thought it came out maybe 2019.
I feel like 19 is right. Mario Maker 2, good game. Has a fun single player mode.
I should have kept firing.
Yeah, probably should.
Yeah, well, because if you keep firing, then you can do the speed boost, and then you can just completely skip this portion.
Yeah.
2019.
Okay, it was 2019. It's like it wasn't at the beginning of the
I guess
Switch's
we're not
line.
saving the animals.
No, we can save the animals.
Nobody donated.
You know what?
Yeah.
Like I said, personal preference.
No one donated against it.
No one
True.
donated for
Really
or
go
against
either way.
it, but if
Now's
no
your
one donates,
chance. If you want Adam to kill the animals, donate now.
you have 10
There's
seconds.
a bit of a Pac-Man background in that room now that I really look at it, think about it.
Wait, that's Tetris. I don't actually know any Pac-Man music.
There's not that much. Oh, actually, there's a lot, but depending on how you draw the line of what is and is not Pac-Man music, if you include every random track included in every Pac-Man game, there's a heck of a lot of Pac-Man music because there's so many Pac-Man games. If you just include the original arcade game, it's basically just the.
And then all you have is
Be
just
free,
sound.
animals!
Wait,
Sounds of-
Free!
I gotta make sure they get out.
Waka, waka, waka.
Get out! You
Alright,
stupid
alright.
Decora.
Or the.
You know what?
It's just a lot of jingles, more so than like a string of music.
You know what the best Pac-Man music is? It's the DLC tracks for Pac-Man Championship Edition,
Oh,
which
yeah.
stretch out the Pac-Man jingle to
jeez.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Pac-Man Championship Edition is great.
I love Pac-Man Championship. You ever play the NES remake of Pac-Man Championship Edition?
Yeah.
Ah, it's so cool. It's very, very cool.
Hey,
And that's the end of the
GG
game.
for real. Yay!
We done it. We
done.
supered every Metroid.
We souped the Metroid.
Metroids.
That was good.
All right. Well, y'all, thank you so much for being here. Adam, any last words on Super Metroid before we forcibly eject you from there?
Please no.
Before we fire you into the sun, what would you like to say?
Once you've played your last game of Metroid Marathon, we just eject you from the airlock of the GFS Olympus.
That's terrifying.
Put you in a potato launcher.
Super Metroid is a lot of fun. Also, it's really hard if you're trying to do speed running, and even more so if you haven't done it in like a year or two.
Practice games.
Yeah, I should practice more. But
I'm practicing Dread all the way up until Monday at 3 in the morning when I'm playing Dread.
That's like a practice, but for real.
Let me tell you, I do not want to get my butt kicked by late game bosses several times in a row, like when I played that game the first time. I want to simply win. If I were this runner, I would simply beat the video game.
I was simply not get hit.
Have you tried not getting hit?
113.
All right.
For Metroid, Super Metroid.
Dread is fun. Dread's
That's
fun
what he
and
said.
good, and I liked it.
113 in-game time.
Dread is
Yeah.
Dread is very good. I begrudge it a little bit because of a couple times where I got lost and I just found out after like an hour that I missed a piece of bombable wall.
Yeah, I like Dread. I hope that the next Metroid game is different from Dread, not because I dislike Dread, but just because I want to see him shake it up a little bit.
What's going to be Prime 4?
Yeah,
If
that's
it
true.
ever comes out.
If Metroid Prime 4 is ever
It's
real.
been what, 3 years since they restarted development?
So, like 6 years since they announced it.
Yep.
It's not even going to be on the Switch at this point. It's going to be a launch title for Switch 2, or a new Switch, or Switch U.
And then we can
Switch
restart.
U.
We can restart saying, "Why won't you release Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Switch 2, the Switch U?"
I can't wait to complain to Nintendo on their new console about not releasing
Also,
every game they've ever
I
released.
can't believe they never released Metroid Dread on the Switch 2.
Ah.
Come on. No one bought the Switch. It's practically an unknown game. You gotta release it on the Switch 2.
If only the Switch had had the install base.
Yeah, I don't think that holds water as much as it did for porting Wii U games. I do think I really was hoping for like a Metroid 1 through 4 collection at some point.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They did the Castlevania collection. I could see a Metroid collection.
Yeah.
Zero Mission.
Right.
Um,
You could even pack in the non-remade ones.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Shoot. Why not?
Well, I guess the Switch is probably powerful enough to play Samus Returns in some kind of emulated mode.
Probably.
George Sinfield.
If they can put
I thought it was
Xenoblade
Seinfeld.
Chronicles
I
on the
also thought it was
3DS,
If they can make Xenoblade Chronicles run on the 3DS,
then you can make it run. You can make Samus Returns run on the Switch.
That's an interesting argument.
If I can play Dragon Ball Fighters on my toaster.
If I can play Hyrule Warriors on my 3DS.
Yeah.
Dear Force.
Dear Force?
Does anyone have the Dear Force emote?
There's a Dear Force emote.
It's
Oh,
a,
just
I believe it's a GDQ emote. It just says Dear Force.
Man, GDQ. Last thing I'll say before we transition to a brief video, and then we'll take some time to set up for our next one. The GDQ beta content showcase from Ocarina of Time that they did this past summer is the best thing I've ever seen GDQ do. And it's totally worth going back and watching the video. And I'm not going to tell you anything more about it. Ocarina of Time beta showcase, go watch.
Yes. Thanks to everybody for tuning in to this Super Metroid playthrough. I had a good time on couch. Thanks for playing, Adam.
I had a fun time playing. Thank
Excellent.
you, everyone, for being here.
You'll see Adam and I again at 3 in the morning. Well, I'll be on tech. You'll see Adam again at 3 in the morning.
Don't worry, I'll still be here partying out with Connor.
I need to go to sleep.
I need to go sleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got some real sleepers in the room today.
Any sleepers in chat?
Sleep. Hey, shout us out in the chat if you like to
These are
sleep.
the resident sleepers.
We should probably cut away before we keep
All right,
going.
y'all. We're out of here. We'll see you for Metroid Prime, played by that guy over there.
Hey!
In like 10 minutes.
The divisions in the world are stark. Recent years have shown some of the largest natural disasters ever in history. And that really hits hardest the people who had the least to begin with. These people need help. It would be a real tragedy if all these advances in science and health and technology only benefit people in a position to pay for them. There should be no lesser standard if you happen to be poor. These problems can be overcome.